Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Bison Workshop yet again. I just got finished doing the stock aluminum part, so that's why I'm wearing the same clothes and the same coffee cup, same everything. Went out and found me a piece of wood. This thing here measures less than 1 3/4 inches. So that's the thickness. So I've got a piece that's 1 3/4 inches, and it's wormy chestnut, and it was a board that was here when I got here, and I'll show you what we got going on here. This board here is, like I said, 1 3/4 inches thick, and this is where I've decided to get my stock out of, and that's all it's going to be. It's just that little piece right there, and then this piece for the rest. So I got a few of the knot hole or the wormy holes in it. I don't know how far they go in it, but I kind of want some of them to show. I mean, after all, it is wormy chestnut. So, sorry about that, guys. We got knots in it, so I've worked around the knots. So everything is going to be taken off from up here. So this all looks good right here, and it all looks good here. The only thing I don't like is the grain right here going straight across on this grip. So we may have to put some kind of a rod in it. I don't know. We can use threaded rod like I did on the bison stock. Just depends on how much room we have in here after we put all this together. If we can catch up in here with it and put a rod all the way down through it, you know, straight down through here, then that will hold all that together and it won't break off. But there's a chance that it could break off right here. This thing does have a lot of cracks in it, so if we come across a problem like that, then that's not a big deal. We can fix it. Even if it breaks off, we can re-glue it, and once we re-glue it, then drill a hole. But I'm going to try to drill a hole down through there and put a rod all the way through and glue it. So this is the plan right here. It's just going to look like a big old pistol. And then we'll cut all this stuff here out in the valley, and we're going to stop right here. That's where we're going to stop. We're going to bring it from here and butt up against it. It'll come up around here. I hope these screws ain't going to be in the way, because they have to be there. But we'll work around that too. This is wide enough that we should be able to cover these screws. If not, we'll just cut a little place out and let the screws rest there. No big deal. It's going to look good no matter how I do it. So anyway, we'll take this out in the shop and start cutting it out. I'm just going to use my skill saw, cut that straight across there, cut that straight across there, and then we'll probably take the skill saw and run it through here too, because I don't have a bandsaw. So, well, I have one, but it's a piece of junk, so it ain't going to cut this. Anyway, we'll meet you in the shop. Alright guys, so we've got the pieces cut out. I've already milled the top of that to make it flat, and I think we're going to work on the let's do this part first. So I've got it cut out to where all I got to do is get all this out. Once I get all this out, then I can start shape and everything. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and get the valley in here that the gun's going to set in. So I got to figure out what size bit I have. I don't think I have a bit that's going to do it, because I don't have that small bit. I got the big wide blade. Anyway, I'll see if I can find all the tools that I'm going to need. I might have to use a router bit and speed it up and hope it cuts pretty good. So I think I've got a router bit that will do it, because this is a smaller tube than the one on the Bison rifle. So I got to cut the end off of it here and go from there. So stay tuned. Alright, so what we've done here is we've drawn where the barrel's going to set, and we drawed the round part. Now I don't have a round bit that size. In fact, I lost all my round bits. Can't even find my router bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a milling bit and go down as far as I can without going past the line, and then I'll just move it over and step it up and do a little bit there, and then step it up and do the same thing on this side. Then I'll have to get a pipe and take sandpaper and put to the pipe, and then sand the rest of it out. So that's what we're going to do, is mill this out. So now what I've done is clamped that up into the bandsaw there, and I'm just taking a piece of round pipe with some of this long 80 grit, and we'll run it in the valley until that's smooth. Right on the money. 7/8. Alright, now we got to cut out the we got to cut this part out for this piece. And I hate having my gun out here, but gotta have it. Alright guys, we've got this thing setting down in the stock, and we didn't have to mill out anything for the screw holes because it didn't go down that far. So that worked out pretty good. I got the pocket made for the screw and the trigger. So now we got to take this thing out and figure out how much of this we need to take out. So we'll put a pencil mark in there to about where we're going to stop, and figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to get this part set, and then we will put it in a vise, and I'll do some shaping with the grinder, and I'm probably going to take the milling bit and mill all this off as much as I can, because I don't want to do very much sanding and filing. So we got to cut this down, so we'll get to that. Now it's time for us to start shaping this thing. I did my grooves, and now I'm taking a file and I'm just going to start shaping it, getting this part shaped, because I'm going to put a Picatinny rail on the bottom of this. So we're just going to go to this line right here with our filing, and then we're going to feather it out right about the top of this here groove. So that's what I'm doing now. Now this part's going to come swell out a little bit. Alright guys, we've got the front part of it almost done, the stock part of it anyway. This is the part I'm doing right here now, and I got a lot of sanding to do, and I want to try to do something here, kind of round that off some more, up until, let me get a pencil. There's never one around when you need one. So what I'll do is I'll just draw this right here all the way around. That way I know that that's where I need to stop, because I'm going to sand it again anyway, so pencil mark ain't going to hurt it. I got to come in a little bit more on this side, go down, because it's a little thicker here than it is on the other side. So we're going to go down with this just a little bit more. So you got to fit it, and 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 more fitting until you get it the way you want it. Now I'm just thinking maybe just do a slight slant going up to the Picatinny rail. And I think that'll look okay. And like I said, I got to get this down a little bit further, because I kind of want it just a little bit proud of this part right here. So that's what we got so far. Got a lot of trimming to do here, so I can at least get my hand around it. But I think that part's going to look okay. Triggers below. You can use the safety. And I put a Picatinny rail on the bottom here, and that will accept my sling and my, oh, I got to put a sling. I got to put a sling on that back, or the back piece. I forgot about that. But that's where we're at so far, and we'll do some more tomorrow, and I'll just add that part to this video, so we'll just make this a long video. So next I got to decide how close I want this to be, and then the size. So I was thinking about doing something like, where'd I put that? I was thinking about these right here, but there's no way to attach it without putting a screw on the outside of it, because it's just old plastic things that come off of a pellet pistol. And I'd thought about doing that, but no, I don't think so. too hard to work with. So, gauntlet's getting all dirty. He's going to have to get it cleaning when I get back in the house with it tomorrow. So, we'll see you on the next part. With the magic of editing, tomorrow's right now. Alright guys, we got a little bit further. Yeah, it's the next day, and we haven't done a whole lot of videoing today. I'm just kind of showing as I go. And right now, here's where I'm stopped. I ended up spending the rest of the day, or the whole day, on just this piece right here. And this piece I did yesterday. And this is the final piece right here. Except I'm also thinking about putting a thick piece of leather on top of this, just around the top part. And yes, this is going to be a left or a right-handed gun, either one. Now I put the 2 set screws up here in the top, just like I did the Bison air rifle. And it's funny that somebody had mentioned something. I walked in there earlier, and right after I got finished doing what this guy suggested, he said, well, if threading the wood don't work out for you, you can always insert a nut and epoxy it. I swear to God, I just got finished doing that very thing. There's a nut down in here that's pressed in there, and I really didn't epoxy it because I didn't need to. It pressed in there good enough that it's rectangular, or stop sign shape now. So we ended up changing something on here. Instead of the set screw, the special set screw I made that I can't find right now just because I'm looking for it for you guys, that little thing right there didn't work out very good because it stripped out the threads in the aluminum. So we had to go another route. So what I did, back here on the back, we've got this and this pinned right there. So it don't matter what, this is not going nowhere. It's going to stay in the same place all the time. I just put a washer in it, and a plastic washer, and a cotter pin. So that ain't going to come out of there. Also, I thought this was pretty interesting. On this butt plate, it has that big nut on it with the washer type shank on it, or the skirt, or whatever you want to call it, and I wanted to hide it. Well, it just so happened I had one valve seal for my old 460 motor in my 79 laying in there, and I've been using it for just about anything. If I need to paint something or needed to set it under a hole or something like that. And I just happened to have it painted black too, so I just threaded it with 3/8. Took that back off and put that on first, and then I put the nut on it. Then I put this back plate back on it, put it all together, and then threaded this up to hide the nut. So I thought that was a lucky break right there. But there's what we got so far. I'm not going to do a whole lot of polishing on it. In fact, I'm probably going to sand it back down flat, because I want to do some black tagger striping on the aluminum pieces, not the rail. I might do the butt plate aluminum, I don't know. But that's where we're at. Tomorrow's the hand grip. I'm done today. I've been busy. So, my gun's getting dirty. Y'all volunteering to come and clean my gun up for me? Ugh. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to help the shop out, you can do so with PayPal at bisonworkshop@gmail.com. Y'all have a good one. Later.